at the end. That's crazy. But I love Miss Pulley, and it's sad to say goodbye, but she does leave us with these wise words.
Use your head, brother.
Such
energy.
I love her.
I love her.
Words, but that's it. This was maybe the high point of the episode. But she said, so two of the guys, they go out to scope the area, and during this research, they come away with this information.
Keep your eyes peeled. Look at all that water.
Yep, potential danger all around us right now. Stagnant water like this, dude, it can breed those mosquitoes that'll transmit the West Nile virus.
I know, man. Cases reported every year in Louisiana for years now.
Is this a PSA for West Nile virus?
just in case you didn't know.
Yeah, mosquitoes fucking suck. What does that have to do with the Grunch?
Well, technically,
know, but
the mosquitoes would probably be the actual swamp monsters in this episode.
I think so. I
like
think
the real
they're
threat.
The worst scourge of the world. Yeah.
Yeah, this is early on. They're searching the swamp, and then somehow they just switched to starting something from the West Nile Council about West Nile. Find out if there was a virus. Yes.
Great. So now we're worried about a Grunch road monster and a fucking virus.
There's a lot to handle in the swamp. This isn't the easy mountain monsters.
I don't know how you do it out there, Russ. I don't know how you live out there.
I don't either. But after a word from the West Nile Council, they actually find a clue.
Right here, man. Look at that.
What is that?
Yak, is that the skull of the Grunch?
Might have just struck gold. Holy.
Oh, snap. It's amping up.
Why would they think that immediately? Why would that be their first guess when they see a skull? Well, I don't know what it looks like, but why was your first thought when you see a skull like, oh, is that the skull of the Grunch? You don't know what it looks like exactly, right?
They struck gold. They found a skull.
It's got to be. I mean, what else could it be?
You're right.
You're right.
But mosquito skull.
Maybe these Cajuns say maybe they should get a closer look at this.
Holy.
Careful, bro.
Whoa. Well, now I don't know. What you thinking?
Yeah, little dog head.
Yeah, small 40, 50-pound dog. What else we got here?
That looks like the
rest of them, huh?
Something must have dragged it out here, huh?
Looked like it was somebody's lunch. So we're pretty close to where John was saying he saw this thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty thick out here. You wouldn't think a dog would be just hanging around here. It looked like he might have got brought here against his will. About a mile from where the Grunch was seen, so it makes sense that the thing would be feeding here. We're getting close to this Grunch. Let's meet up with other witnesses. Get some more concrete information about how it operates.
Do it, bro.
Let's roll.
Just plain old dog skull. And
that dog was brought there against his will.
How did they? That's a lot of extrapolation.
Dogs.
But this is also starting a weird trend of rhyming they're going to do briefly where they're talking about a Grunch lunch. Well, they said lunch, but it made me think this dog was a Grunch lunch. And it's going to keep happening, but there's not really enough intel to track this thing yet. So they need some more witnesses.
So now it's time for Yak and I to go to Little Lagoon and interview two friends, Gina and Mary. They've had multiple sightings of a Grunch over the years.
This feels right.
Swamp energy is the swamp energy, right?
So tell me about what you saw.
There's all kind of swamp creatures out here, but the Grunch, there was at least one experience that I had directly with the Grunch.
Really?
There was a road that was a little more clear than here, a shell road. We were driving out there, and you had the typical crunch of the shells. And going in a little bit further, we had this really big thump. But there was no animal that crossed the road, but it was a loud thump, like a big rock hitting the car. So I'm the one, of course, got out of the car, and I didn't see anything. But there was a big, big dent in the car. There was no blood like we'd hit anything. There was no animal that was hurt, and there was no rock on the ground. I got down, I looked under the car, and we decided to go into the brush, and there was movement and a shadow. Wasn't walking on all fours. It seemed on twos, but it was hunched.
Had an awkward posture.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like the Grunch. I mean,
No.
I've heard this is a little dog.
She didn't see a rock, but it sounded like it could have been any number of roadkill.
Sounds like she hit a dog and tried to make up a story because she didn't. She felt bad.
That's the most likely. I agree.
She maimed and deformed a dog and said, "No, that's just a Grunch." Pasted some
That's
horns
like it
on
walks.
it.
She's like, that dog.
What it looked like when I found it.
She ran it over and then she said, "That dog walks weird."
Let me reverse back and make sure it walks right again.
That works. And just to paint a picture, this woman's name, he said, is Mary. It's actually Bloody Mary.
Oh,
Or
my God.
Resurrection Mary.
She's kind of dressed a little witchy, I'd say, too. And she got in the rhyming. She said the road went crunch, crunch when the Grunch got lunch.
She reminded me of in Zach Baggins's his museum when the witch just showed up in that room and told him started talking. I think that's her. I think it might be her. It seems a lot like her.
Lady. Do these girls? Oh, are they dressed all new age and shit? And
Kind of, and Bloody Mary, I think she maybe wants to make a return because the first thing she says is, "Well, I've seen a lot of swamp creatures, but we're talking Grunch today, right?" Okay, Grunch stories. Now I've got, she wants to be on future episodes. And there's another lady with her named Gina Vega. So let's hear the little bit that Gina Vega has to say.
Is there anything else you want to let us know about this thing?
The Grunch typically came out when the sun started going down.
All right.
And so does everyone in New Orleans, so it follows.
But yes, he's just following our old tradition.
Right.
I had no idea that a Grunch was willing to physically confront humans. It's muscular and attacking cars. We got a potential killer on our hands.
That's some extrapolating too, but
yeah, that's a jump.
Yeah, this is very much they are a bureau, as we brought up earlier. So they are worried about public safety first and foremost. And we have one more witness after the great work of Bloody Mary and Gina Vega, whatever her name is, Gina Vega. I think it's got to be some kind of play.
I think Gina Vega is a Austin Powers character.
I was gonna say yeah, you beat me to it. That sounds exactly like it.
A lot of vagina Vega.
Yeah,
but
no.
Let's get to more normal names. We have one more witness, and he does a really great Grunch impression. This is Michael Guillory.
And there was a bunch of the geese and the birds and the squirrels and everything were just yapping at will. And they'd never done that before early in the morning like that. And about 20, 25 feet, I could see these glaring red eyes staring right at me.
So you got a good look at it.
Oh, yeah, close encounter. Oh, yeah. And when that thing stood up, it stood up on its hind legs like that.
How long did it stand up for?
I'd say for about 10, 15 seconds, and it just looked like that. It was about 3.5, 4 foot tall, and it had a curve in its spine like that. And I jumped back, and then all the geese and the squirrels and the ducks just flew off, and they just don't run for nothing.
Yeah, they knew that was in danger.
Something was up, yeah, something was up.
Did it make a howl, scream, and bark at you?
It made like a... kind of like that sound. Yeah. I got goosebumps up my back.
That definitely sounds like the Grunch.
Wow. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, how would you know? How would you know that?
It sounded like that eagle sound effect we heard.
Scared woman.
Yeah, that is the most generic monster sound I think you can make. Just go like, "Caw!" Like, okay, sure,
but
that's
what that
the
guy
Grunch.
sounded like, he sounded like a human woman who'd had ice thrown down her back.
And
play it again. Can we? Okay, that was good.
Perfect. But even his description, it sounds like Mothman or Dogman now. It's getting further away from being the devil's split in half baby with horns. I don't know, but they've gotten enough information. It's time for a meeting of the beast minds.
You know what it kind of sounded like a little bit? This one.
Like that. It went down, it went off like this.
Yeah, in the pantheon of impressions of cryptids, these guys are definitely going to go down. We got Guillory, you got the other ladies. These are great so far. But the team of Beast reunites, and they have to hatch a plan of attack.
All right, fellas, we got to get our ducks in a row. What we know about this Grunch?
First off, fellas, it's not just one. They're running packs, a family, if you will. Makes our jobs just a little bit tougher. Packs don't only travel together, they attack together.
No, yeah, do we protect the deer?
Yeah, I can always scare him with a beard.
Yeah, unless they think Yak's the leader of their pack.
I don't get it.
This Yak's ugly, and he's got a big beard.
Oh.
Now, you guys can't see it, but for some reason, Yak does this insane face thing here that it's very hard to describe. We'll have to put it on Instagram or something, but it's a very awkward moment where he's trying to be kind of endearing, and it just comes off really, really weird.
Yak's a weird guy. There's a screw loose in Yak, I think.
Yeah, with a name like Yak.
Yeah.
I understand that's probably not his given name, but to even accept that as a nickname, there's something not right with you.
I guess, yeah. He's no Huckleberry, I'll say that.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's an upstanding citizen.
They think long and hard, and they finally come to the only logical way to trap this Grunch.
Seriously?
Dogs and birds. This thing loves birds, chickens. Witness even said it loves fried chicken.
Yeah, dude, everybody loves fried chicken. I love fried chicken.
You can tell. I love fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
So what y'all think about using a chicken as bait, dude?
Dude, I know where I can get a chicken.
Don't be bringing back fried chicken. Bring back a real chicken.
Nacho love fried chicken.
That's actually a good idea. You use chicken that loves blood, likes birds. I think that's a great bait.
Sounds like a good idea, Budik. So I got this trap in mind. I want to build a small hut. Use some aged wood to build the walls, then add a roof and steel trap door. Put the chicken inside, then set up a tripwire. The Grunch follows the scent of the trap. The door falls and bam, we got him.
Okay, so this is Mountain Monsters. We have to build a trap and put it out and catch said monster again.
Yeah,
it is
very formulaic, but it still makes me feel good when they put that music on in the background, and I'm like, oh, good, we're having fun.
The music cues, it's like we're talking about chicken now. Hit the fun music.
Woo,
Put on the chicken music.
Not your love chicken, not your love fried chicken.
They are trying too hard to be homespun in love. And like all these shows, you're right, they do a little musical montage and they build a trap. And then they make sure that the trap is door is really heavy, and they make sure they can smash a watermelon. And they head to the swamp east of Slidell, and the team spends an inordinate amount of time just trudging through the swamp and complaining. This show becomes a literal slog at about 15 minutes in, where you are just watching these guys slowly walk through the swamp and complain. So let's hear, we do learn a little bit of a valuable new swamp term during this slog.
This is impossible. I'm gonna sink.
All right, fellas, whip it around. Because this looks like this is poo-poo-dee, guys.
Poo-poo-dee is a layer of soft, slick mud. In some places they call it quicksand. You could step right into the marsh and fall right through.
What?
That's it.
That's poo-poo-dee.
Poo-poo-dee.
Not only are they dealing with alligators and grunches and who knows what, mosquitoes, everything else, they are having to deal with poo-poo-dee, which is the Cajun term for quicksand.
When was the last time you heard? When was the last time you heard someone use that phrase, Russ? Just out of curiosity.
When I watched this episode, I've never heard that. But
so
then again,
safe to say they could have made it up?
I'm not slowly, as these guys are called the swamp monsters, they really seem to hate the swamp. This slog they do, it continues like seemingly forever, where they complain more and more, and they drop little bits of swamp wisdom like this.
Oh, I thought you were going to say swamp nuggets. Mm-hmm.
Here's the swamp nugget.
You could climb all the mountains you want. You could cross all the rivers you want. Until you grew up in this swamp, you're never going to survive it.
Wow.
Russ, did you grow up in the swamp?
No, I'd never survive it. I could do mountains. I could do rivers. Rivers I can conquer. But swamps, no. But like I said, I don't think these guys really like the swamp. And much like Obi-Wan, they eventually find some high ground when they're exploring. And they find some fresh remains.
It looks like chicken bones to me.
It's nasty.
It's like the Grunch dragged it out here and massacred it.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's any meat left of it. Looks like this thing likes chicken more than Nacho.
Dude, ain't nothing like chicken more than me.
I think that Grunch that was eating here, we definitely scared off because it don't look to me like he was finished with these bones.
Nacho is annoying. I'm sorry.
That was just that was a really big assertion to make that, and nothing loves chicken more than meat. Like, there's, 6.5 billion people on this earth. That's a big assumption to make. I don't like it.
He's no Bobo or Buck, that's for sure.
I mean, honestly, to me, what it sounds like, it sounds like this guy is
part human, part chicken.
I'm just saying, okay?
Yeah.
He might be inclined to agree.
I love me some chicken. Yeah, tried it. So he's very, very just generic. But they found some chicken bones on this high ground